On Saturday evening at approximately 9:23 p.m. to 9:24 p.m. local time, as many as 5 million people may have heard a loud series of booms that sounded like explosions. This occurred on the island of Java, with reports coming in primarily from Cirebon Regency. Thankfully, these booms were not due to a regional volcano erupting, but rather had an extraterrestrial origin, as a bright white streak with a faint blue tint streaked across the sky at that time, being seen as far away as Yogyakarta. This represented a fireball as a meteor entered the Earth's atmosphere, traveling at presumably high speeds of 17 kilometers per second or 38,000 miles per hour. At around 120 kilometers altitude, the air began compressing to an extreme level in front of the southeastward moving meteor, heating that air to such a degree that it began also vaporizing the meteor. Meaning that the bright light you see from a meteor isn't it burning like a piece of wood above a campfire, but rather the rock exterior quickly turning into plasma, and this process emits light. In the case of the meteor seen in the sky of Indonesia on July 11th, it had a primarily white color with a light blue tint. This color is important as, remember, it can help us determine the meteor's composition, with this chart roughly correlating to most possibilities. I personally interpret that this coloration was caused by a small, probably less than 70 centimeter wide meteor that had a primarily iron-nickel composition. Probably an octahedrite, although an ataxite or hexahedrite remains possible. While it is technically possible that some fragments of this meteor impacted the ground, I personally consider this highly unlikely given that its low peak brightness, all things considered, and low atmospheric angle made it highly likely that it completely disintegrated. While there are no official values that have been released regarding the brightness of this interesting meteor, it almost certainly was brighter than -4, so it would be classified as a fireball, and possibly also as a bolide. I personally suspect that the true magnitude was around -14.2. Thus, if no parts of it did impact the ground, that is why it would be a meteor and not a meteorite. As for the booming and explosion sounds people heard, those were in fact caused by sonic booms from the meteor moving at least 50 times faster than the speed of sound. Such events may be startling, but honestly aren't all that unexpected or rare, at least if we are talking on a global scale each year. Specifically, several 100,000 meteors that could be classified as fireballs enter Earth's atmosphere every year, and 5,000 of these each year could be classified as bolides. This means that within 100 kilometers of the island of Java, about 2 to 3 bolides can be expected to occur every year. Iron-nickel meteorites are somewhat uncommon, representing only a little more than 4% of all discovered meteorite falls that have been recovered. Such meteorites originated in the early solar system around 4.57 billion years ago, originating at the core of large planetesimals that were more than 20 kilometers wide. Such dimensions mark the minimum required for a form of planetary differentiation to occur, causing denser materials to migrate towards the core and lighter materials to migrate upwards to the crust. Many of these planetesimals were later destroyed by major collisions, causing fragments of their core to remain in space and occasionally then enter Earth's atmosphere as iron-nickel meteorites. And that is the likely story of the meteor that presumably completely disintegrated at more than 40 kilometers altitude in the atmosphere. I hope that you found this video interesting. I would like to give a special thanks to my new YouTube channel member Jack Malore498 for supporting my work.